Here are 10 things your neurodivergent loved one wants you to know. I'm Kath, I'm autistic and I have ADHD. I am also a parent to neurodivergent children and a counsellor in training. So I wanted to bring you these 10 things to help you to understand your loved one better and how you can support them. Number 1 is they often feel overwhelmed. Being neurodivergent in a neurotypical world is really difficult, and when that is combined with like sensory issues and everything we experience as neurodivergent people, we just get overwhelmed so easily. You can support your loved one by giving them space when they ask for it, asking them if they want to talk. Obviously check in with them as well when you give them space. Ask them if they want to talk about what's on their mind, and also by respecting their boundaries. Number 2 is they may find things difficult that you find easy, such as time management, opening posts, just general everyday things. We often find things easy that you might find difficult, so just please bear that in mind. You can support your loved one by helping them to find an alternative way of doing something that they struggle with, by not shaming them, because believe me, we feel a lot of shame ourselves when we struggle with things. So when, for example, like, don't laugh at them if they can't do something. Even if to you it's a light-hearted joke, they may take it personally. So yeah, don't shame them for it. Help them, support them. Number 3 is masking drains them. So if your child or your loved one or your partner or whoever it may be comes in from school or work and unleashes all their emotions, that is because they feel safe with you. They've been holding everything in all day and they come home, they feel like it's a safe space to be themselves. You can support your loved one by, please don't criticise them. And I'm certainly not saying don't tolerate abuse, of course, because that's not okay. But if your child comes home angry and upset and has a meltdown, it's not because they're being naughty, it's because they've been trying to function in society all day. So try to take a step back if you need to, give them some space if that's what you think they need or they say they need, and ask if they'd like to talk about it. But please try not to punish them for it. Number 4 is that it's very likely they are extremely sensitive to rejection. So they may often feel, and this is perceived or real rejection, so they may often feel like you're angry at them if you look at them in a certain way or use a certain tone of voice or things like that. Support them by being honest but kind to them. Explain to them, yes, I was angry in that moment, but it doesn't mean I love you any less. Like, I think honesty is really important here. If you genuinely weren't giving them a funny look or didn't have a tone of voice, please understand that to them it feels like you did. And I'm not saying to apologise for things you didn't do, but I'm saying please be gentle when you are communicating with them about that, because even adults experience this, but children especially really do experience rejection sensitivity. Number 5, your loved one needs clarity and information. So when something's happening, especially if they're autistic, they will need to know in advance what's going to happen, what time, and what could it look like, what it might be like. They want to know all the details. This also applies to ADHD as well, because it helps with structure for things. But you can support your loved one by giving clear details in a kind way, of course, and being specific about things. In society, neurodivergent people tend to over-explain and neurotypical people tend to under-explain. And this is obviously, I'm not speaking for everyone, of course, there are exceptions, but if anything, if you've got a neurodivergent loved one, over-explain things because they're going to appreciate that information. Number 6 is they go into survival mode easier and they will stay in it for longer, so fight or flight mode. You can support your loved one by understanding that if you've had a disagreement or an argument or something and you feel like it's resolved, it's likely that they're going to hold on to their feelings for longer. It doesn't mean they have not resolved it as well. It just means their feelings will stay for longer and they are in a heightened state of stress for longer than maybe you are. So please don't get frustrated with them. If, say, you've had an argument with your partner and they're neurodivergent and it's resolved and they're still being a bit quiet with you and a bit, you know, and you think they're being off with you, it's not because they want to be off with you, it's because they're still feeling that. And just give them time, it will gradually fade away, that feeling. Number 7 is they need autonomy but may struggle with making decisions. So you can support them by giving them the freedom to choose, but also guiding them if they're stuck. Particularly with children, I would say, obviously you're a parent to them, you've got to look after them. It might be like, give them a few choices to choose from. Do you want peas or broccoli with your tea? Do you want to put your shoes on now or in 5 minutes? Things like that. So for children in particular, this still gives them that feeling of freedom of choosing something. And obviously it allows you to still be parenting them at the same time. With adults, we need our freedom to choose, and we can sometimes not even choose what we're going to eat or what we're going to wear, and it can be difficult. So sometimes gentle guidance can help. Number 8 is don't tell them what to do. This will trigger PDA, which stands for pathological demand avoidance, which I'm not really a fan of that term. Another word for it is personal drive for autonomy. So living as a neurodivergent person in a neurotypical world is difficult enough anyway. We have to fit into the boxes of neurotypical behaviour and things like that. So we already have a lot less autonomy. When someone is telling you what to do, that feels like it's being taken away even more. You can support your loved one by just wording things in a different way. Try not to place demands on them. Try to ask them in more of a question rather than a demand, and that will help them to feel like they're not being bossed around, shall we say. Number 9 is their feelings are intense. It is normal for neurodivergent people to have extreme and intense feelings. This can be when we're sad, we are really, really sad. When we are happy, we are ecstatic. You can support your loved one, especially if they're really, really struggling with what you would consider a negative feeling, is to say, I can see that this is really upsetting you. Would you like to talk about it? Please don't say why you're upset or why you're angry, because that is invalidating to anyone, whether they're neurodivergent or not. You can also support them by checking in with them. If obviously, while intense feelings are normal for a neurodivergent person, we obviously want to be aware of their well-being, and if the feeling becomes too intense, then please also try and recognise that if they're really, really struggling. Number 10 is they probably love deep conversations. You can support them and show love by starting up a deep conversation, even if that's not something you really enjoy. Maybe talk to them about something you know they're interested in. They will feel appreciated and valued by you, and it'll bring so much joy to them to be able to talk about that subject. If you did that regularly with them, even if it's something that you're not particularly interested in, that is a massive way that you can show love to your neurodivergent loved one. They will really appreciate that. So that was 10 things your neurodivergent loved one wants you to know and how you can support them. I'd just like to also acknowledge that I understand that loving someone who is neurodivergent, and this has come from me, I'm neurodivergent myself, and I also support my neurodivergent daughters. It can be really difficult at times, it can be really emotional at times, and feel lonely at times. So please give yourself that credit and that grace that you need as well. Take care of yourself as well. It is not that you love them and it's what you're going to do anyway, but it's not always easy. So please know you're not alone in that. If you found value in this video, please like and subscribe, and I will be back soon with other videos.